Hey, what's poppin'? It's your boy Jay the Comedian. How y'all doing today? How am I doing? I feel terrific. Before we get started, this is an ExJw video. You know what to do. Anytime you see an ExJw video, you hit the like button and you leave a comment to help the YouTube algorithm show it to as many people as possible. And if you're new to the channel, subscribe. Your tendons are looking exponentially better than anybody else's. Your tendons. Yes, the things that's connecting your bones to your muscles, oh, they look terrific. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, ain't nobody ever complimented the way your tendons look. Maybe your tatas, but not your tendons. Either way it go, if you like your tendon compliment, you can thank me by subscribing. And if you're already subscribed, just say thanks, Jay, in the comments. Anyway, the Jehovah Witnesses are gambling, baby. Woo! Daddy need a new pair of shoes. Wait, that don't look like me rolling dice. I'm rolling dice. You know, rolling dice. Not. Anyway, Daddy need a new pair of shoes. In my mind, I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna shake up the dice and I'm gonna throw it. And Daddy need a new pair of shoes. But I'm sure if you got a nasty mind like I got a nasty mind, I was like, wait a minute, that don't that don't look like gambling. That look like handling. Anyway, yeah, they gambling, baby. They gambling. They just not gambling with money. They're gambling with something far, far more valuable. Their time, their youth, their children, the people that they love, their very life. They are gambling. You think I'm lying? I was thinking about this the other day, right? Because I made the video about Serena Williams. Let's look at Serena. Because she gambled too. Except for she gambled against what the organization was gambling. You understand? Like what she gambled was on herself and her ability. And not just her, like I seen the movie King Richard. Apparently her father was in on the gamble, her mom was in on the gamble. Like they all were okay with gambling against what Watchtower was telling them to do. Let's look at the gamble, right? Pick up the tennis racket, play competitive sports. You're not supposed to do that. You can play tennis, but you can't play it competitively. Associating with worldly people. They went to a camp to learn how to play tennis better. Surrounded by a ton of worldly people. Going one-on-one practicing with the best tennis players in the world. I can guarantee you those weren't Jehovah Witnesses they were practicing against. And they've spent a lot of time, energy, and effort to become the greatest tennis players in the world. Now, this is the thing. They gambled that the organization was wrong and that they'd be more successful if they played tennis, right? Am I right? Because the organization was telling them not to do that. The organization at that time was telling you also not to go to college, not to do a whole bunch of other things that could put you in the best position to be successful in life. Now, if you're listening to them and you're believing them, then you're saying, if I listen to them, if I believe in them, if I do as if they're telling me to do, I will be happy and I will be successful. What would have happened to Serena Williams and Venus Williams if they had listened to what the organization was suggesting that they do? Would they be able to provide for their families the way they are right now? Would they have the ability to provide for generation after generation going forward like they are now? If they would have listened to the suggestions of the Watchtower Bible and Tract Society. This is the gamble. Because there are examples of people going against and betting on themselves and being successful. There are tons of examples of that. There are people who left the organization and who didn't really realize exactly what would happen if they left and they were unsuccessful. But that's just a part of life. It's a bunch of people who had never anything to do with the Jehovah Witnesses who are unsuccessful. Like being a Jehovah Witness, it only hurts you. It doesn't help you. You know what I mean? Like, it may help you if you're in a situation where you need to add some structure to your life, because if I'm being honest, there is a certain amount of structure that being a Jehovah Witness adds to your life. And people will take that structure and see it as like, oh, wow, This structure, it comes from God. God added this structure. No, anybody can give you a structure. They just say it's God that did it. And you think that because your life gets better because now you have some type of structure and now you have marching orders and things like that that you didn't once have, that God did it. So you're willing to bet and gamble that, you know, going forward, since I had this success as far as like the structure provided me, I'll give you my money. I'll give you my children. I'll give you my life if I need a blood transfusion to support this organization, to make this organization look and feel unique and feel authentic. But you are gambling. Now, we all know the Jehovah's Witnesses are not supposed to gamble, but they are absolutely gambling their very lives, because if you look at things, if you're still waiting for the world to come to an end, if you're still waiting for Armageddon, if you're still waiting for the Great Tribulation, this should be the Great Tribulation right now, right? Because every time I talk to a Jehovah's Witness, oh, this is hard. This is the Great Tribulation. Oh, this is tough times, hard to deal with, and all that, right? I'm like, really? Because I know personally, if I get like a cold, I think I'll survive that. There was times back in the day when you got a cold and it was it. That's it. You dead. That's it. Life expectancy was like 30 years old. We were living like freaking antelope. I think that's how long like an antelope in the wild lives or something like that. Like, it's not that great. And thanks to medical technologies and different vaccines and different things like that, we're able to survive and live longer, happier lives. Like, this is one of the greatest times to be alive. I could talk to somebody on the other side of the planet through my cell phone at will. This is pretty awesome. But because there are like difficulties in life, there's always been difficulties in life. And I will guarantee you, life was way more difficult when you were born than it is right now. So what are you gambling exactly? Are you looking for things to be worse? Because you can't really see it, so you're kind of like hoping things are worse so that you could, like, you're like, oh, I hope I didn't waste all this time. I hope I didn't gamble away all this time and experience and opportunities on this organization. I hope I didn't gamble that all away. Because unfortunately, I have to report you may have a problem. You may have gambled away your youth and your happiness and a whole bunch of other things focusing on this organization. Because the world still hasn't ended. COVID's come and gone. The pandemic that was, oh, this is the world-ending pandemic. Oh, it's still here. And it's like every time it's one thing, it's just something else. And you just latch on to that. Oh, well, Ukraine's fighting Russia. The world's ending. Like, it's always going to be something there for you to latch on to and say, okay, this is the Jehovah's Witnesses right. All I know is that I was told, right? And this is throughout my entire life. These are the gambles, right? Repent and follow Jehovah wholeheartedly. Because chances are you won't make it to high school. I made it to high school. Oh, repent. Because chances are you won't be able to graduate from high school before the world ends. I graduated from high school. Oh, repent. Any day now, any year now, the world can end. Yeah, that was like 20 years ago or something like that. My 20-year high school graduation reunion just happened. My point is very, very simple. Do not gamble your life away waiting on this organization. Do not gamble your happiness, your future opportunities, anything else. Everything you have lost, you've lost it. Some of the stuff you can get back. Some of the stuff you can still gain. You should mourn over things that hurt you, but also know that the mourning process is meant to heal. The same way when you get a cut, it hurts, and then it stops hurting. Then there's a scar, then there's a scab. There's a scab, then there's a scar. But either way it go, eventually, it's gone. That's how it works. Don't continue to give to this organization. Don't continue to gamble and sacrifice things for this organization, because the more you gamble, the more you invest into this organization, the harder it is to leave. It's hard mentally to even just say, like, okay, I'll be okay with with accepting that I've lost all these things that I put on the table. It's extremely hard to accept that you've gambled away all the things you've gambled away. But it's okay as long as you stop gambling. Stop giving them stuff. Leave the casino. It's a reason they don't have windows and things like that inside of the Kingdom Hall. They have the same thing at casinos. They don't have windows, and you're allowed to drink. It's the reason that the Kingdom Hall don't have windows, and you're allowed to drink. Maybe not in the Kingdom Halls, but I've seen a lot of Jehovah's Witnesses get a little tipsy before they go in. They're in that parking lot. You know, that's kind of meaty. Anyway, it's your boy Jay the Comedian. I hope y'all having a great day. I'm having a great day. Holla at your guala. Deuces.